Hey guys, in this video I'm going to share with you my favorite strategies that actually changed my life, alright? And it's called the 80-20 principle, also called the Pareto principle. So in case you haven't heard about it, basically it says that 80% of your results, your outcomes, is triggered by only 20% of your input, of your effort, or time. So essentially the majority of results is triggered by the minority of causes. Very few things really matter. And when you really think about it, it applies to many different realms of our lives. So for example, around 20% of people hold 80% of wealth. When you look at salespeople, usually around 20% of them trigger 80% of sales. Even when you look at your wardrobe and you look at your t-shirts, for example, you'll probably realize that you wear 20% of your favorite t-shirts 80% of the time. If you are a student and you have an exam, you probably notice that 20% of the entire material shows up 80% of the time. So I could give you hundreds of examples right now, but essentially what I'm saying is that the majority of things that happen in your life, the majority of your results is triggered by very few things. Now, unfortunately, many people assign equal importance to all of the tasks they want to perform. And this is very unfortunate because, if you assign equal importance to everything, then you won't be able to capitalize on tasks that really matter. Now, by the way, the ratio is not always 80-20. It can be 85-15, 75-25. There are different ratios, but I don't want to delve too much into details because this video would end up having, 1 hour. But if you are interested in this topic, I highly recommend a great book written by Richard Koch, and it's called The Pareto Principle. But essentially, the main point to remember is that a small percentage of things you do will give you the most results, all right? So when you really think about it, according to 80-20 principle, 80% of the things you will do will end up not giving you the best results, right? So does it make sense to assign equal importance to everything? Well, probably not, right? It really makes sense to take some time to sit down and to reflect, which tasks fall into that 20 category, okay? Which tasks are really vital for creating the best results in your life. So how can you use 80-20 principle in your own life to learn faster and to trigger better results? Well, it's actually very simple, and I do it pretty much all the time. Every single day, I personally use 80-20 principle. So instead of simply going through your to-do list or looking at things that you want to learn and assigning equal importance to everything, I highly encourage you to take a step back, all right, pause, reflect, and ask yourself, which of those tasks are most important, all right? What's the vital few here? So when you look at the list of things you want to do, instead of simply sleepwalking through life and doing everything at once, ask yourself, okay, if I only had maybe 2-3 hours and I could only do 1 or 2 things, which tasks would be crucial in order to trigger success in my life? And when you start asking yourself those questions, then answers will start coming to you and you will be more productive and you will end up learning things that really matter. So what I would like to ask you to do is, after watching this video, instead of just going straight to the next video, take a few minutes, sit down, prepare a piece of paper, and I'd like to ask you to think about every single task you've been performing in the last few days. Every single thing that you can think about. Now, jot all of those things down in a list and look at them and then ask yourself, which of those tasks are the vital few, okay? Which one of those tasks is the most important? Which one will give me the biggest results? And start analyzing that list and group those tasks into those 2 categories, 80 and 20. And I can guarantee you that when you do it, it's going to open your eyes and you will realize that you may be wasting a lot of your time doing counterproductive things, and perhaps you should be spending more time doing things that really matter. Now, some people ask me, well, is it enough to do it in my own mind? Well, it's not enough. It's much better if you put it on a piece of paper, because then it becomes real and also it becomes more clear in your mind. So after you finish this video, please go ahead, perform this exercise, be active, implement it, and I can guarantee you that you will see some results, all right? I'm gonna see you in the next video.